Welcome to our Tuesday night call. If you've been following, we do these every Tuesday. Usually they're at 8 p.m. Eastern. One Tuesday a month, we do a lunchtime call on how to take a permanent lunch break. So that's always a really fun call. But I'm going to share a little bit about my story for those of you that don't know who I am. And then we're going to get into some really amazing stories. I'm really excited for you guys to hear from these ladies tonight. I did not know two of their stories until we set up this call, and I'm just blown away by these women. And I really like that all four of us have very different backgrounds. We've had very different walks with this company. So you're going to get a lot of amazing just goodness out of this tonight. But those of you that don't know me, I am Brandy Bright. My other half, Mike, and I have been involved in It Works for 17, we're going on 18 months. It has been a whirlwind year and a half. Many of you know that, Mike has been in the industry for 20 plus years, not to date him, but he's been in the industry for 20 plus years. So we've got a lot of great experience. I've dabbled around in other companies, but I have never made money in any companies like I have here. So when we came to It Works, we were actually involved in another company. And when this opportunity was presented to us, I'm going to mute everybody out. Mike saw the opportunity here and he said yes. And I said no. And so I get that if someone invited you here, or you're just scrolling on Facebook and you're seeing, you're seeing this jump up on your feed and you're like, oh, I'm not interested in that. I don't want to do that. That was me. I didn't want to do it. I didn't like the products. I didn't think I was going to fit in here. Katie, who you'll hear from in a little bit, she and I actually talked a little bit about that today. I thought I knew everything, and everything I knew was that I didn't want to be here. But what I realized was that I didn't know anything about this company. I had no clue they were a faith-based company. I had no clue they were family-owned, and the kids of the owners are extremely involved in the business. I had no clue that they had this incredible product line. I knew they had like 3 products, and I was like, I didn't even know anything about them, and I was like, And so I didn't know that they're continually reformulating their products to put the best ingredients possible in them. I didn't know that they were continually going to be launching new products with the hottest, trendiest ingredients on the market. I didn't know any of that. And you don't know what you don't know. And I had formed opinions without knowing anything. So if that's you, I get it. And I was there. But you know what? I decided to get out of my own way. And we went to conference our first year. I was barely involved in the business. We were triple diamonds. And I sat in that auditorium, and I heard women like the women you'll hear from tonight telling their stories on stage about how they were, becoming full-time families. They were going debt-free. They were paying cash for houses, for their parents. Some of these girls were like 20, some of them were in their 60s. I was listening to these stories going, wow, like some of these girls are single moms. I was a single mom for 7 years. Like, if they can do this, oh my God, I can do this. And not only can I do this, God, I wish I would have found this, 6 years ago when I was a single mom, struggling, working 3-4 jobs, legit, sometimes 2 or 3 of them in a day, trying to make ends meet. So, but the number one thing that blew me away was that this company puts their faith at the heart of everything they do. And they kick off their conference every year with the night of work, every year with the night of worship. And they focus on not, hey, I'm a top income earner, let me buy a big house and buy a big car. It's, hey, I've made it to the top of the company. Now, how many people can I help get here? How many people can I give back to? How many people can I help go debt free? And that really spoke to me. And so because this company allows you to sponsor your spouse, I left that conference and said, Mike, I'm doing this, and I'm doing it in a position in my own name, because I want to show that single mom that she can do it without a spouse. I want to show anyone that they can do this. If you're a couple, you can do this. If you're a single mom, you can do this. If you're a single woman with no kids, you can do this. If you're 60, you can do this. If you're 20, you can do this. Anyone can do this. And so that's the beauty of this, that we give you the tools, we give you the steps, and if you're coachable, I know a lot of us are stubborn, myself included, but if we're coachable, and one of the ladies you'll talk to tonight, She works really closely with me, and she can tell you that I'm stubborn, but I am coachable, and I listen to what she tells me. And if you can do those simple things, you can get to the top of this company too. So these women are truly incredible. Mike and I were honored to be on stage as number 87 out of 100 and some plus thousand distributors this year. It's just been an incredible journey, and I can't wait to see how many lives we can touch in 2020. So we'll get on to our first guest. You know, this first guest, I just heard her story today. And remember I said I didn't think I'd fit in here. Those of you that follow me know that I'm like crazy about our healthy lifestyle. I'm crazy about food. I'm crazy about ingredients. And I have been so blown away that almost weekly I'm meeting other crazy mamas that are just like me that are crushing it here. And this next lady, this next young woman was a teen mom. She's 24 years old. She's married with 2 girls. She, because of this opportunity, actually dove deeper into her health journey, and that just is amazing to me. She was a full-time nursing student when she found this opportunity, and she's been in this company for 4 years, and she's the number 26 income earner. How amazing is that? So I'm going to let her tell the rest of her story because she's got a lot to share. But please welcome Mrs. Katie Bevington onto the line. I'm so excited to have you here tonight.
Hey guys, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. Do you want me to tell my story?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, if you just want to tell your story. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, my name is Katie Bevington. I'm Ambassador Diamond. I've been in the company for 4 years. I got started because I was a teen mom. Me and my husband have been together since I was 16, so we got pregnant unexpectedly. And I every plan that I had for my life at that point was kind of tossed up in the air because at that point, I didn't know if I really wanted to go to school to continue being, going to college. I wanted to be a doctor. And so I didn't know if I was going to be able to do that. And then once I had my daughter, I realized that all I wanted to do was be home with my daughter. It was just like that magical moment when they laid the baby on your chest. I just knew like that was all I wanted to do. Every other plan that I ever had went out the window, but I was 18. So how do you do that when you're 18 years old, when you've got to hustle to be able to support this baby? And so we went home and we're trying to take care of this baby. My husband's working, 60 hours a week. I never, ever saw him. He was working night shift. And so I was in full-time nursing student. I was trying to take care of my baby. And then I was also pulling extra shifts because his income just wasn't cutting it. And I was just so stressed out. We were going into debt. I was having to open up credit cards. And I knew that there had to be something different. And after so many arguments and so many things, I finally got fed up over a $3 slice of pizza when my husband was at work. And him and the boys, they were like, let's go out to lunch. They bought a $3 slice of pizza, and I wanted to kill him because I was an extreme couponer. And I was like, dude, $3 was a lot longer when you use coupons, okay? So I started going crazy on him, and I'm like, you know what? Like, is this really worth my marriage? Like me arguing over a $3 slice of pizza? And so I just decided I was gonna start praying, and I was just gonna ask God to lead me to where I needed to go. And so this kept coming up over and over again. I kept seeing it works on Facebook. And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe this is it. But I'm like, no, this God, this can't be it. I don't sell stuff. I don't have friends. I am just not that kind of a person. I don't talk on anything. And so, I gave it a little while, and then I entered into a giveaway. I saw it, and I ended up talking to the girl, and I was like, you know what? This is it. I'm going to give it a shot. And within a few days, I ended up jumping in. I was terrified. I didn't even tell my husband at the time. I just did it, waited for the kid to come in to let him know what I did. And then I got started, and I started working, you guys, and I hit my first goal of $200 a month very quickly. And then shortly after that, I promoted to Ruby, which is an extra $500 a month, which helped us so much. But then I was like, if I could hit 500, I feel like I could hit more. And so in my next 2 months later, I went Emerald. I was making about $1,000, and then continued on. My first year, you guys, I made more than my husband monthly than he was making 60 hours at work. And so that we started saving up, and we were able to finally get a house that was big enough for us 3 and maybe possibly 1 more. And so a year later, I promoted again, and we were making 5 figures monthly at this point. And so my husband was able to come home and stop missing every moment of our first daughter's life. And so we started working even harder and kind of dreaming bigger. And then we promoted again to presidential, and we were able to do so many awesome things. We were able to finally start dreaming about well, we want a second baby and, we want to do all these things. And so we were able to have our second baby. We were paying off so much debt. Now we've been here for 4 years. We paid off over $100,000 in debt. We have bought our dream home. My husband's still home full time. We've got a second baby. And we're just able to live life where, like, comfortably. We're able to pay our bills on the first, and everything just gets paid on auto draft. We're able to travel. I'm a homeschooling mama, and so I love that I'm able to show my kids the world through their eyes and not through a textbook. It's so important to me to show them the things in real life. So we travel a lot. We get to, eat healthy, all organic, all the things that I want to do, and just really be able to be present with my kids. I think that's so important, being able to be home and have my husband, to be able to have that relationship with our girls. Because it's just something that not a lot of people get to have, and it's something that I wish I would have been able to have. So it's just been an incredible experience.
And that's awesome. Like, the things you're saying, and I said this to you when we were messaging earlier, like, I was a single mom, and I was, my kids had to go to daycare, and I was working these jobs, and I never even thought of things like homeschooling. And now with Anya, she's 3.5, and Mike and I travel literally the world. We went to 4 different countries last year because of It Works, and she gets to go with us, and we are going to homeschool her. And I love that she gets to learn, like, we're learning Spanish together. My 3.5-year-old and I are learning Spanish together. Like, because of this opportunity, I get to choose what her life looks like, what our life looks like. So that's your story. I really enjoyed hearing that today, because I could relate a lot to what you were saying. And that's one of my favorite things about doing these calls on Tuesdays, is that somebody, these are opportunity calls. So whoever, if you're listening to this and you relate to one of these stories, get back to who invited you here, and, and have a real conversation with them, because I do these calls to show you there's such a diverse group of people here. And we all, like I said, have a different story and a different background. And I want to show you that no matter who you are, you can do this, and you can do it well. So thank you so much, Katie, for sharing that. And I'm excited to get to know you more. I just accepted your friend request. I'm really excited to get to know you more and, just continue on because of this journey. So let's go to our next guest. Her name is Courtney Levy, Mrs. Courtney Levy, and I'm going to share a little bit of her story about this. But she has been involved in this business since 2015. She went Presidential Diamond in 4 months, which is the second to the top rank in our company, and Ambassador Diamond in 11 months. Ambassador is a top rank in our company. That's incredible. So she married her high school sweetheart. They paid cash for their wedding 6 months after joining. Okay, guys, when you hear these stories, this isn't like, they're not paying for their weddings in Monopoly money. This isn't a scam. You can't pay for your wedding with play money. Like, these girls that are buying houses for their moms, they're using real money. I mean, I love Nina's line, I'm gonna steal it tonight, but I wish the IRS would accept that this is a scam and we didn't have to pay our taxes. But they don't, and we have to pay taxes because we're making real money, you guys. This is like life-changing money. But she has a 3-year-old boy named Riker, and 5 months after joining, she retired from corporate America, and she's a full-time mom. That's the beauty of this. And before she jumps on and shares her story, I just want to say, like, some of us, there's many people like some of us you're hearing from that just want to be home and we just want to be full-time parents, or I am unemployable. I am not a good employee. I cannot be told where to go and what to do and when I can pee and when I can eat lunch. I can't live like that. But there's so many people that love their job, but they just want more. And I want you to know that just because we're talking about being stay-at-home moms or full-time moms, that doesn't mean you have to do that too. If your kids are extra and you like sending them to school, you can still send them to school and you can still work your full-time job and do this just on the side for extra money. So I just wanted to throw that in there, that anyone can do this. I have friends that have, like, I call them big girl jobs, and they love their jobs, but they like to shop and they like to travel, and this provides that for them. So without further ado, Courtney, please share your story with us.
Hey guys, I am Courtney, and I am 29 now. I joined this business when I was actually 24. I was a full-time college student at Oklahoma State. I was finishing up my degree in marketing. I was working for a hospital about 50 hours a week, and I was planning my wedding. So I was like super busy. My story is a little bit different than a lot of people's. I wasn't looking for an opportunity. I wasn't looking for this business. I wasn't looking for an extra income. I mean, I was one of those that never really thought in the future, like, oh, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom, or I liked the hustle like of every day. I liked like my career path that I was going in. I like being busy. I usually say like the busier that I am, the more stuff I get done, because like I thrive usually like under pressure. So like I usually just like to be busy. I'm not one of those ones that can just be like hanging out all the time. So I was not looking for an opportunity, but I kept seeing this girl posting on Instagram, and her name was Courtney. And I followed her for probably a year. I never commented on any of her stuff. I never talked to her. I just kept seeing her stuff. And I unfollowed her. And then somehow she ended up following me again. So I was like, I'll go ahead and follow her back. And it was like shortly after that second follow back that my husband, we were engaged at the time. We've been together since we were 17. And his dad suddenly passed away from a brain aneurysm super quick. Like it all happened in a matter of 12 hours. Ryan's world just turned upside down. And so he had to move 2 hours south to help his mom with his younger siblings. He's 10 years older than his little sister and 7 years older than his brother. And I said, I wasn't really looking for an opportunity. I was spending the weekends and stuff 2.5 hours where I lived. I was driving back and forth, just going to school, working, being with him and his family. But I kept seeing this post, and I'll never forget what post it was. And she was 19, and she was being able to go to dinner and buy her parents dinner. She's like, she treated them to dinner. And I'm like, wouldn't that be nice? Like, I didn't really need the extra money. My parents were still paying for my car. They were still paying my insurance. They were still, pretty much paying my rent when I needed it, but I was going to school full time. But I'm like, okay, I'm 24. Like, wouldn't it be nice to have an extra income? Or even if it's just compensated for the overtime I was working so I could spend my weekends with Ryan. So I messaged her. Surprisingly, I joined right on the spot. Like, we just chatted for a little while. I joined on the spot. And I just immediately took off. I'm one of those people that if I'm going to do something, I just go full force with it. And within 4 months, I reached the very top rank of the company. My first check was $2,200. And I think that was when I realized that, oh my gosh, this is real money. Like, this is a real opportunity. And like, if I can make $2,200 in 1 month, imagine what I can do in a year. Like, the career path I was going to go, I was going to be making like maybe $80,000 a year or so, but that's going to be working for somebody else. Somebody telling me when I can take my lunch breaks, someone telling me when I can take my vacation days. And like I said, I just never really thought of anything besides my career path, like my college education and stuff. I didn't think that really opportunities like this really worked. Like, really worked for anybody that you hear they have, but only few people actually do it. And so when I realized that, I was like, okay. So I just pushed the gas. I got second closest, or second highest rank in the company. My fourth check was $25,000. And I thought I had won the lottery. Didn't know, like, oh my God, is it just going to go away? Like, what do I do? Like, when you're 24 years old and you just don't have that kind of money, like, you're like, what is happening? And it was just like then that I realized that this was an opportunity. I quit my full-time job. I moved 2 hours south where Ryan was living, and we still live in Duncan, Oklahoma, where we moved to be with his family. And that October, we paid cash for our wedding. We didn't have to take out a single loan. My parents didn't have to pay for everything. I was able to buy all of the bridesmaids' dresses, all the groomsmen stuff. Like, that was huge for me that I could just pay cash for it. I could take my bridesmaids to the dress shop, and I had 13 bridesmaids. Who has 13 bridesmaids? But I had a ton. And I was able to let them pick out their dress, the color that they needed, and pick it out and just use my debit card. Like, it was so crazy. But honestly, guys, like, after all of that, it wasn't until probably this last year that I actually realized that God put this business in my life before I actually ever really needed it. Like, I saw an opportunity. The friendships are amazing. The positivity is amazing. The support is something you'll never get anywhere else. But this last year, so it was just so I joined in 2014. At the end of I joined in 2015, and then December of 2016 is when I had Riker. And I had him super suddenly, a month early. I had preeclampsia, really, really bad, and I delivered him early. And I was in the hospital for 12 days, separated from Riker because they had to Medi-Flight him to a different NICU. And so Ryan had to go with Riker, and my mom had to stay with me. And so me and Riker, I didn't even see Riker for the first 11 days of his life. But if it wasn't for this business, Ryan wouldn't have been able to go spend those 12 days with Riker. Like, we would have been worrying about the income. We would have been worrying about our jobs. We would have been worrying about that stuff like that, like thinking, how are we going to pay our bills? And we're in the NICU for literally 2.5 weeks before we can even go home. But that was never like a thought in my head. And my husband does work because I've learned that it costs more to bring them home than it does to like just let them continue working. So he does still work his full-time job. But this last year in 2019, so by this time I'd been in the business 4 years. And like, this is the year that it really hit me that I said, God put this in my life before I truly needed it. New Year's Eve, Riker accidentally broke his leg. Ryan was holding him, and the dog tripped Ryan, and when he fell, he landed on Riker's leg and it snapped. Well, of course, we're in the hospital, we're in the ER, we're getting all this stuff done. Well, then in that next February, I had a stillborn daughter at almost 20 weeks, and it was the most tragic thing. And then Ryan had found me at home in a pool of blood, and they didn't know if I was going to make it at the time. It was like 8 days, and then just crazy stuff. Well, then in March, I was in a car accident. Like, you think, how does this stuff happen? But literally, the income was never anything I had to worry about. But I used to think about, working for a boss and working, like, who's going to miss me? Like, if I wasn't there, they're just going to replace you. Like, you are replaceable in other people's businesses. If you're able to be hired, you're able to be fired, or they're always just going to get up and replace you. My business, like, no one can replace me in my own business. And Cindy Pentecost, the CEO's wife, the CEO of this company, his wife, she still to this day, she sends me memory verses. She calls me on the phone just to check on me and pray over me. And this is the kind of company that you guys are going to be a part of, or that you guys are looking into. Like, the CEO's wife takes time out of her day to pray over you, to call you and let you know that they're thinking about you. And like, that's so awesome, you guys, because they literally, that's how much they care about every single person that's in this business. And if she sent me a book, like, if it wasn't for her and just like her her positive thoughts, her, praying over me, and then just constantly letting me know that her and Mark were thinking about me, like, I literally, like, that's just so awesome to know that you're in a company full of all these amazing people, and the CEO and his wife take time just to let you know that they're thinking about you and they're here for you. Like, you're not going to get that in any other company, in any other business like this, in this kind of industry, that they are so personable and they will reach out to you at times like that. So I really feel like it wasn't until that last year that I realized really why I joined this business and the freedom that it's given us. Like I said, I get to be home with Riker 24/7, even though back then, I didn't even know that's what I was going to want. Like, I wasn't a mom yet, but now that when I had Riker, I couldn't imagine sending him to daycare. But even if you're in a spot where you don't really think you need the income, or you're not in a life or death situation, or my bills aren't going to get paid situation, even if you just need the extra money, like, what you're going to build now is what's going to carry like on in the future. So you might not have anything going on right now, but in 3 or 4 years, you might have something happen. And if it wasn't for this business and the residual income, all those life-altering things that have happened over a course of 5 years would have been so much more tragic and so much more stressful if we didn't have the income and the residual income and the people surrounding us that we do with this business.
Wow, you have so much more of a story than I even realized. And you know what I was thinking as I'm sitting here listening to you? 3 of us have spoke now, and not one of us talked about selling products or the products or any of that. Everybody's talked about how this opportunity and this company has changed their lives. And that's, I think, my favorite thing about this is, yes, we have products. We actually have amazing products. And I know that our next guest is going to want to talk about the products, because she is so business and so products. Like, she delivers that message better than any of us. But I love that it's not about that. We're not sitting here saying, oh my gosh, you have to learn about these products, and oh my gosh, and you have to go sell this, and you have to do that. That's not even what it's about. The products, I feel like, are like secondary. They're like a byproduct of the opportunity. What we're doing and what you guys are saying is we're changing lives. We're not only changing our lives, but we're changing the lives of our teams. And so that's been really big for me, is to see some of the people that have joined our organization that, as they're getting their bearings and they're starting to make money, they're growing so much personally that this is just truly changing who they are, what they allow in their lives, who they allow in their lives. And it's making them want more for themselves. It's bringing people closer with their relationship with God. It's done that for me since I joined. It's just such an amazing opportunity. And Man, I said no at the beginning, and I look back and I'm like, gosh, if I would have said yes, if I would have actually been on board 6 months earlier, imagine how much further we could have been. So, Courtney, thank you so much for sharing your story, and I can't wait to connect with you a little bit more outside of here too, and just, you're very, very, very strong, and you've been through a lot, and so I can't
Thank
wait to
you
learn
so
more
much.
from you and just connect from you.
Oh, I
So,
appreciate it. Thank you so much for asking me.
yes, of course. So thank you for being here. Guys, and that's the beauty of it. She shared her story about life happening, and she didn't have to worry about a job. She didn't have to worry about her income. She didn't have to worry about any of that. And, I was working a full-time job when I was pregnant with Anya. I was 7 months pregnant, and my job did not have paid maternity leave. And I was sick a lot while I was pregnant, and I called off one day and I said, I want to work from home, and I had strep throat and I was very pregnant. And my boss said to me, well, are you pregnant or are you sick? And I remember being like, well, I'm both. And then I started crying because hormones are awful. And I looked at Mike, and Mike was like, just quit, Brandy. We'll figure it out. Just quit. And I knew that I personally did not want to go back to work at a job I wasn't crazy about and leave my baby with someone else. And so that's the beauty of this. You have those choices. And when life happens, you don't have to worry about what happens at work. I'm going to share a real quick story, and then I'll bring on our next guest. Mike has a really good friend, one of his best friends that he grew up with. Same thing, Courtney. I'm actually going to share this because of your story. He was like in his late 40s and super healthy guy. And I think it was about 2 years ago now, he had a headache at work and he fainted, and he went to the hospital, walked into the hospital talking, and 30 minutes later had an aneurysm burst and was gone. And like before his family even got down to the hospital, he was 2 hours away, he was pretty much gone. And so he was in corporate America, and it wasn't anything bad on the company, it's just corporate America, but within a month later his position was filled. And so Mike's got a brother who passed away from pancreatic cancer, who had been building for 10 plus years, I think it might have been more than that, but had been building residual income. And he passed away after a 14, I think, month battle it was before we met, but with pancreatic cancer. And because of the residual income, because of the business that he built, his wife is still bringing in a multiple six-figure income. I mean, he's been gone now, I think, for like 6 years. I don't know all the timelines. I should know these, but she's still bringing in a multiple six-figure income that was built before he passed away. And in the immediate time right after he passed away, she didn't have to worry about going to work. She didn't have to worry about paying her bills. She didn't have to worry about any of that. All she had to focus on was, picking up the pieces after she lost her best friend and focusing on her children. And that's the true beauty of this industry. We're not just working a job that when we're gone, the job is done and the money's gone. We are truly setting up legacy money, legacy and lifestyles that our children and our children's children will benefit from. So that's the beauty of residual income. I'm done getting deep for the night. I'm going to bring on our next guest. So this next woman, she joined when we joined. So she's been in the industry. She'll tell her story, but she's been in the industry about the same, or not the industry, she's been in the company about the same time we have. But I've really, truly just gotten close to her. I don't know, the past 8 months or a year. I was working just with Mike, and I needed a female mentor. I needed someone that I could lean on and that could help me lead my team. And she is one of the most inspiring, driven, motivated women you will ever meet. She's helped me become a better woman. She's helped me become a better leader. And she pushes you when you think you can't be pushed anymore. She'll push you further. And she doesn't just tell you what to do, she does it. One of my favorite stories to share about her was conference this past year. Friday night was a white party, and we were exhausted, but our team wanted to go to the white party, and we came down all dressed up. And this next guest and her team were sitting in the hotel lobby with their laptops, not dressed for the party. And I was like, what, are you guys going to the party? She was like, girl, it's closeout night. No, we're working. And so we literally walked our team over to the party, came back, changed into pajamas, and we sat at the tables with her until just about midnight. I went up a little bit early to go to bed because I don't stay up late. But we sat at that table, and I'm going to tell you the power of me following in her footsteps. I had a girl on my team that was so close to Ruby, like 300 BV away from hitting Ruby for the first time. And because we skipped that party, that girl skipped the party too, and she met us in the lobby, and we started working, and we got some last minute orders in, and at like 11:30 p.m., she qualified Ruby. Now, had my next guest been out partying at the white party, and anyone that went and partied, you guys looked like you had a great time. I had a little bit of FOMO when I saw the pictures, but had she not set that example for her team, had she not taught us that it's closeout night, we are working, that girl on my team would not have hit Ruby for the first time. And she'll remember, she'll share with you how excited and how much this girl on my team, Cheryl, I'm gonna give you a shout out. It was Cheryl, my girlfriend Cheryl, that hit Ruby for the first time. Cheryl lit up, and she just had a glow from hitting Ruby. So that's my long intro to bring on one of my dear friends, one of my favorite people in the world, who I am so excited to close out this month at her home in Philly, Mrs. Nina Moore.
Hey, thank you so much, Brandy. Hi, Courtney and Katie. You ladies were amazing. I'm thinking about Cheryl, and I'm thinking about the fact that she's so close to Emerald now. But that wouldn't have happened had she not hit Ruby. It's kind of like that snowball, that spiral effect. And you know what I thought about, Courtney? All I could think about that night was there will be so many other nights to party, right? Now, I'm not going to lie. I looked at them pictures like I can't believe we had to miss that party. But I thought about the party that Cheryl was having in the inside. You know, I thought about what it did for her self-esteem. I thought about what it did for her mentality. I thought about what it did for her leaving conference and how it raised her belief. And you know what? If I had to do it all over again, I would do the very same thing over the same way. And so thank you so much to Ms. Bright for inviting me on this call. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your stories. It actually was amazing. I'm like, dang, ambassador in 11 months, what I'm doing? I'm playing, right? And I'm playing. Let me stop playing and go ahead and knock ambassador out. And listen, you know, I was thinking about as you were talking and you were saying, you know, this young lady is going to talk about these products and, you know, she's like so business-minded. But you know what? Really what motivates me more than anything is watching people grow around me. Because if you're growing around me, then that means that impact, right, is greater than income, and that the income is going to come by a default of the impact that we're making. But I am excited about the fact that it's coffee, right? And let me tell you all a little short story about this coffee. Now, my husband, who is not a coffee drinker, I want y'all to hear that. He is not a coffee drinker. Last week, I said to him, "You're looking really skinny." And he says, "No, what are you talking about? I haven't lost any weight." I said, "No, you're looking really skinny." And I said this about a week ago. He watched me talk about he watched me accuse other people in my home of stealing my coffee, my Skinny Brew coffee. He watched me accusing them, like, "I know you drank my coffee. I know those packs are missing. My Skinny Brew coffee was just disappearing." Everybody, listen to this. And he watched it happening. The other day when he was leaving out to go to the gym, let me back up. My husband had been fasting for 30 days and didn't lose 1 pound. Now, I'm fussing the other day about he didn't lose 1 pound fasting for 30 days. Now, he didn't fast to lose weight. It was a spiritual fast. But how do you fast? Not eat all day until sundown and don't lose 1 pound. A week ago, the snacking at night. But a week ago, all of a sudden, my Skinny Brew coffee is disappearing out of the house. 2 days ago, Mr. Morver is walking out the door to go to the gym, and he says, "Okay, I think I should confess now." I said, "Well, what would you like to confess?" He said, "I've been drinking your Skinny Brew," and at that point, he was down 6 pounds in 7 days. I said, "I told you your head was getting bigger than your body. I told you that you were getting skinny. I told you what was happening." And he said, okay, I'm not going to drink it anymore. Well, he's still drinking it. Not the non-coffee drinker is drinking the Skinny Brew black, not even adding cream. And now today is down 8 pounds in 9 days. I can't help but to talk about the product because I'm thinking, I drink coffee anyway. Courtney, how many people do you see drink coffee? They drink it anyway. Katie, they drink coffee anyway. I don't even feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm taking candy from a kid. I'm taking like a pacifier from a baby who's hooked on a pacifier. I can't even believe that we're getting paid to do what we do, right? Now, for all those people that laugh at us and they say this is a pyramid scheme, and I'm glad that you said, Mrs. Bright, about, you know, the fact that the IRS, they know it's not a pyramid scheme because they certainly are waiting for us to file our taxes, okay? Right? But for all of those people that think that this is a Ponzi scheme, I really do at least want to educate you on what a pyramid or a Ponzi scheme is. A pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme is when you invest money into something and you don't get anything in return. That's what that is. So for our $99 investment, you get me. No, I'm just kidding. Well, you do get me. But for our $99 investment, you're going to get a state-of-the-art website. Now, I don't know about you, but maybe none of you have started businesses before, right? And if you've never started a business, you don't understand that a website could cost you anywhere upwards from, on a low budget, like $350 to like thousands of dollars. Oh, sure, you can go to Wix and do your own little website. It's not going to be real cute or anything like that, but you could go and do your own little website for a couple of dollars, right? But I'm talking about to get someone to program and really program out a beautiful website connected to a server where you can accept payments and things like that. It costs some big money, right? So for $99, you get a state-of-the-art website, a front office, and a back office, which calculates all of your business activity. You don't even have to you don't need QuickBooks. You don't need any of those things because at the end of the year or at the end of the month, if you want to, you can send all of that over to an Excel spreadsheet, and guess what? Voila, right? So for $99. For $99, you also get a Connect app for your phone. Now, I don't know about you all, but I don't see one person ever without a cell phone in their hand, including my 91-year-old grandmother. Always has her cell phone. So if you're going to tell me, well, I don't really need an app for my phone. Yes, you do, because we have an app that does everything. And now we've got a Connect app that not only can you use it to run your business, but you also have this really cool sampling program that's in your Connect app where you can send samples to people. You purchase credits, you send these samples out, and oh my God, you don't even have to go to the post office. I don't know about you, but put your fingers in the air if you think that it's a great idea that I can make money. I don't even have to ship the samples out to you. What? It works, thinks of everything, right? So for $99, we're already talking about stuff that's way past our $99. It's an insult almost that we're only going to say it's $99 to get started, right? It's almost an insult. So for $99, you're going to get digital credits for our Skinny Brew coffee that's selling off the shelves. And I just pray to God that we don't sell out because now it's BOGO and you already know what's going to happen that it's BOGO, right? And you get physical samples of our Skinny Brew coffee as well, which means that literally you can earn your money right back. Can everybody just say right back? So now we're talking about 7 different ways that you can earn income. Right now money, retail money, loyal customer money, fast start bonuses, which are weekly. So we're talking about everyday money, weekly money, residual income. Every month on the 15th, we're talking about diamond leadership bonuses, CAB bonuses, a unilevel bonus that goes 6 levels deep up to 42%. I don't know what you're talking about, but maybe you work in a job, right? How many ways do you get paid on your job? I'm not stuck. I'm just going to let that one marinate. Because here we can get paid more than one way. So I can choose which way I want to get paid, whether I want retail money, whether I want upfront money, right now money, right? Whether I want residual money, I can choose. And you know what's so cool, Katie, that I can also choose if I want to give myself a pay raise next month or next week or tomorrow. I don't have to wait for a 5-cent raise, a 10-cent raise, a 25-cent raise. As a matter of fact, that's an insult. Keep it, right? Because you obviously need it more than me if all you can do is pay me a 25-cent raise. So here's the deal. There are so many different packages that you can purchase. And if I were you, I'm just going to make a suggestion. I would suggest that if you want to open up and be like a full blown out store, host parties, host events for your team, because see, you got to come in with the mindset of a leader, come in with the mindset of a champion, come in with the mindset of an eagle, come in with the mindset of, you know what, I am getting ready to lead my region. Come in with the 589 package. What? Have a whole doggone store, right? But there's so more. Now you're going to say, what? Did she just say 589? Oh my God. Yes, I did. Because I spent $20,000 to open up my salon. 589 for all of you that are business minded, for all of you that are saying, you know what? Okay, I'm tired of life being the way that it is. Join with a 589 package. Join with a 299 package. Join with a 199 package. But for those of you who are saying, okay, all right, okay, wait a minute, Nina, I'm not ready for that yet, but I do want in. Get your feet wet with the $99 package. Or guess what? Design your own package. Get back to the person that invited you here and say, you know what? I can't do 589. I can't do 299. I can't do 199. But I know you got these promo codes and you're saying that I can get in for, wait, not $99, but $69. Where do they do that in America that you can start a business for $69? I would suggest at least design a package. You're going to want some of this Skinny Brew coffee that's flying off the shelves. You're going to want to be able to sample out some of that keto chai tea. You're going to want some keto energy. You're going to need it because we're going to be running, right? Because we're running to get those $15,000 diamond bonuses, the more bonuses. So for those of you who want more, I'm going to say this and then we're going to go. There's more than just the 7 ways to earn income. There's the more bonuses that start at $15,000. Then it's $25,000 for double diamond, and then we've got $30,000 for triple, $30,000 for presidential, and $30,000 for ambassador. That's a total of $125,000. And guess what? If you come in and you decide to really work and follow our very simple system, it's not going to be easy. Let me go ahead and tell you that now. Nope, it's not going to be easy. People are going to tell you no. Your friends and your family, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. Yes. Believe me, it's going to happen. But I am telling you that strangers will celebrate you more than sometimes your friends and your family will. Your friends and your family will celebrate you after they see strangers celebrate you. But we've got a very simple system, and we can show you how to get to diamond really, really quickly because I've broken that baby down. And I'm talking about 15 people, teach them all how to get 7 customers at 60 volume, and boom, you're a diamond. So what you need to do now is run back to the person that invited you here because you joined now, and guess what? You've got 90 full days, 3 calendar months to advance to the rank of diamond. And if I did it in 7 days, I'm certain that you could do it in 90. Let me say that again. I'm a girl from the hood, no college degree, sold my food stamps to make ends meet, right? Suffered with depression, obesity, you name it, I've done it. If I could rank to diamond in 7 days, I am certain if you put your mind to it and follow our coaching, that you can do it in 90 or less. So thank you for having me on this call. Go on and get back to the person that invited you here. Why not? Because mama said so, right? No, because you need to do what's right for you. So here's the deal. You've been praying for something. You've been asking for something. You've been looking for something. And now it's smacking you in the face. We're either going to see you from the top or we're going to see you at the top. That choice is yours. I'm sending it back over to you, Brandy. Thanks for having me on the call.
I mean, she brings the heat every time. I want to go sign up again and then join her again. So, all right, guys, a couple things we're gonna close out with real quick. Mrs. Moore talked about this skinny coffee that her husband's been stealing from her. They just announced today through Thursday at midnight, that skinny coffee that is causing couples to fight, because Mike actually came down trying to find some earlier, and I have 1 packet left that I'm sending to a girl on my team who's having a coffee party this weekend. That Skinny Brew, you guys, is buy 1, get 1 free through Thursday. That is amazing. I mean, I just bought 2 bags yesterday. I'm gonna buy 2 more today and maybe 2 more tomorrow because buy 1, get 1 free is incredible. So the Skinny Coffee, it's called Skinny Brew. I'm going to share another quick story about that to go along with Mrs. Moore's story. We were on the phone with our financial advisor like a week ago, and Mike's always selling something. And we were going over some accounts, and Mike was like, we've been spending all this money with you. for years, you need to buy some coffee and help Brandy out. So he went online and he bought coffee and he called me last night. He had started it yesterday. Called me last night and he said, Brandy, what is in that coffee? And the way he said it, I was like, I don't know if I think something happened. What is wrong? I said, Pat, what's wrong? And he was like, Brandy, I just got home from work and my wife made me dinner and she handed me dinner. And I was like, babe, I'm not hungry. He was like, I must have had a late lunch. And he goes, and then I started thinking, I didn't eat today. I didn't eat breakfast. I didn't eat lunch. I didn't eat anything. And I didn't want dinner. He was like, that's huge for me. Then he was telling me that he spends $10 every single day on Starbucks. He buys a coffee for himself and a coffee for his assistant. And he said every day when he drinks at Starbucks, he gets a surge of energy and then he crashes. He said, Brandy, I didn't get a jolt of energy. I had steady, just good energy all throughout the day and I didn't crash later. He texted me again today. Actually, I texted him today and said, hey, just so you know that Skinny Brews buy one, get one. He goes, your text just reminded me that I forgot to eat breakfast and lunch today. Literally, this coffee is helping people drop weight amazingly with great ingredients. So I'm going to end on that note. If you are watching this and something spoke to you, someone's story spoke to you, get back to the person who invited you and say, I'm ready to try. What do you have to lose? Nothing. You get $100 worth of products for your $99. So literally you're getting products for it. Sell it if you want to sell it to make your kit money back. You're losing nothing. What you could change though in your life is monumental. So get back to whoever invited you. If you're watching this, you're like, you know what? I'm not really interested in selling it, but man, those products sound really good. I want to try that coffee. Get back to whoever you saw post this or whoever invited you here and just place an order and buy some coffee. We're going to end on this note because this little one just got home with her dad from a basketball game and clearly wants some attention. So I'm going to go snuggle with her. But you guys have a great night. We will see you next Tuesday. And I just thank you guys. I love you guys all. Have a great night, guys.